Hello, this is Barry Johnson from Lilymo Games, and we're coming back at you with part 2 of our Let's Play of Saint Slayer, Spear Sacrilege, coming out April 20th. And I'm joined by a host of characters here. I'll let them introduce themselves to you, starting out with Colin Moriarty.
Oh, it's me. It's good to be here with you guys, the whole team, or most of the team anyway, to talk about our upcoming game. So excited about it. We're all a little nervous though, so want these days to go by quickly so we can get to April 20th. Good to be here with you.
That's right. And Josh Gossage, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, this is Joshua Gossage. Like Colin said, a little bit antsy, but we're excited. I've got good vibes going into this. I think it's going to do well. Game's a lot of fun. So.
Right on. And finally we've got Lachlan Pini joining us.
Hello, everyone. Yeah. Could I introduce what I'm doing, I guess? Or because it's like, I'm not part of the active, like, anything you see on screen at the moment, I haven't touched. That's all wonderful Joshua's work. But I did the capsule art and the store art, and which will eventually be, with the physical print edition, be the cover art for the game as well. And also did the animated trailers, and working on the final one as we speak. For the launch as well. So
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Glad to have you with us. And where we left off, we were playing on Classic, but we ran into a hiccup here because you can't load into Classic from a password, so we're going to have to cheat and go into hard mode from here, unfortunately. But we're going to pick back up with Stage 4, and we'll see it through to Stage 6 before we finish this up.
There we are.
All right. I'll protect you.
Now we're not showing secrets, right?
Yeah, it's okay if we show a few, but let's try not to show too many. I'll show this one here. This is a fun one.
Okay.
If you downstab a thrower, it'll kill them, and this particular one has a reward if you kill him that way. But yeah, let's avoid showing the power-ups and the treasures, I guess.
Okay. There's a couple secrets in this stage, actually. As simple as the stage is, you'd be surprised.
We had to.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect to find what you can find in this stage, considering it's on rails. And even jumping on the skeletons' heads, I think, is in
surprise.
itself a secret. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that
Because
was
if you walk
funny when we
rightward
did
on the
that.
carriage, you'll fall right onto the ground, get run
Yeah.
over. So.
I'll demonstrate that. Oh wait, no, I won't, because it's over. This was a fun little element. You want to talk about this at all? The art for this?
Yeah, well, it just took a little bit to do, but we talked about it a lot, that we wanted to do, like, the carriage exploded, and then, you know, some gore and everything, and I just didn't get around to it until the very end, and then we ended up getting, like, a really floppy sound effect to go with it. Turned out pretty good, I think.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah.
I love that it's smoking.
Yeah.
Also I was playing it in front of my wife. I mean, she's seen it a bunch of times now, but the dead horse is a little sad.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think that we have there's a little bit of a morose vibe that goes on at times in this.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We gotta try to remember we're gonna both die again if we're not careful.
Oh geez, I wasn't even looking at health.
it isn't, it's not like Saint Saber Spear of Softness or whatever. I guess that's
Yeah.
what we're going for. Yeah.
There's some difficulty there.
I wanted to write. I originally wanted to write dialogue for all of the dead bodies we encounter.
Yeah.
Like him just getting more and more flummoxed by how violent everything is.
Yeah.
But
That would. I mean, I think that it's good as it is. Like, but it would have been interesting to go that way, for sure.
yeah, it would have been totally annoying to the player. Probably. It's like, all right, I get it.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
brutal.
Jeez. Dying on the 5th stage.
who designed
Yeah.
this?
I'm gonna blame Barry.
Oh, did the bone get you there?
Yeah, you know, the remote play does have a little bit of latency to it, so I'm gonna blame that.
Yeah, we are playing over remote play on Steam right now, and my internet's not amazing. I don't think Josh's is amazing either, but it's still
good.
playable.
I'm dead already.
Very good.
Oh, I keep trying to use the slide move that I don't have yet in these early stages.
Oh.
It's funny how
Oh.
that'll sneak up on you.
I remember I had when we were making the game, I had a complaint about
What are you doing,
the
Barry?
slide being too powerful, and then it ended up being fine.
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying a
talked
prayer
to
for you.
Barry about that a lot before you brought it up. I was like, the slide is just so OP, and I believe we did nerf it a little.
Yeah, we did some balancing with that.
I also feel like some enemy behavior was changed pretty late that I think made it better too.
Yeah.
A lot of it in the larder is different, and so on, where the game is not. It's much substantially harder. It's funny. My mom looked at my mom's 76. She looked at the game. She's very open-minded and loves all this kind of stuff, but she doesn't play or anything. And she's like, I think I can play this game, and I'm like, I don't think so.
my 10-year-old was very, I want to play this, and then he put it on easy, and he played it and he game overed in the first stage, and he was mad at me. He's like, it says easy, but it's not easy.
It's easy by 1989 standards.
Yeah, I would say so.
Like, I think we talked a lot about the difficulty of the game as you guys were putting it together and we were making it, and it's definitely every game we've made, I've lost sight of how hard it was because you just play it constantly, and I don't know when I'm going to learn the lesson. I remember when we put Tribreaker out, I'm like, this will be fine, and then we had to nerf it. Anyway, here we.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of feedback. I haven't really gone over any of it directly, but Ben and Dave, who handle all of the reviews for us, have given us little tidbacks of like messages they've seen. And there was something about someone who was playing who spent, I think, 6 or 7 hours to beat it the first time, like
Wow.
on one playthrough.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe not the best
I
player
had
of
faith
games.
in you, Barry.
let's go.
I
up
love
high.
Guy-Horn.
He's by far my favorite character in the game, I say.
Well, when I saw the design that you guys put together for him, and I saw that he had a sword, there's not too much lore with the enemy, like the bosses, but he actually is equipped with a real relic.
Yeah.
Like a
I'm glad that
real,
you came up with that.
yeah, it's like part of the Holy Roman Regalia or Holy Roman Empire Regalia or whatever. And you would only know it if you read the description of him in the bestiary. It's
Oh,
so
you're gonna
funny
take
that,
him
like, well, obviously you guys are playing on a harder difficulty. I just brute force the shit out of this fight when I do it.
It's
Like
funny
just a
'cause for
bit
the
less
longest
damage
time-
in this.
For the longest time, you could use the boxes to bounce off his head and just stay on his head and
Yeah.
spam him down. And then we made it where you bounce forward or backwards depending on the angle, and it made it a lot harder.
Because yeah, once you get him off of Sebastian, it's much more manageable.
Yeah.
And I like it about we've talked a lot about our boss fights, obviously behind the scenes. I like that we have these more deliberative and less urgent boss fights. Like a game like Ninja Gaiden or the original Castlevania, you're trying to get this thing over with as soon as possible, because there's so much damage to be received. And if you're fighting like the Grim Reaper on stage 5 and you're getting scythed to death, here you can be a lot more deliberate, figure out the pattern, take it easy. It's very subtle. I love the subtle thing too of. One of the things that I don't know if I've ever discussed with any of you is I just love that we have friendly fire for the enemies.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And
That
so
was
I
an
love that
early.
we-
Go ahead.
It was
Sorry.
an early choice that we wanted in. And,
Right there.
Yep. It's great. There's always those little moments where you see something coming or like it's hilarious in the Pacer battle where Pacer will shoot one of his own minions with a spell or something, it's hilarious, but it's also one of those things where it saves you sometimes, and yeah, it's fun.
This right here was one of my favorite additions from Colin's writing here, but I'll let it play out first, and then we can wrap up.
Hey.
I clicked off by accident. Oh well, you'll have to see it for yourself.
Yeah, this is as far as anyone's ever seen, right? I mean, we've shown most of the game in trailers, but we've never shown gameplay of any of it. So
Right, yeah.
it's exciting times for everyone to see.
And I think maybe
there's so many nice odes. I mean, that's an ode to Castlevania 1, right? I mean, just the fall from stage 3.
Yeah, a lot of the Castlevanias have a long fall sequence in it. There's like and it was something that we talked about a lot. We actually, one of the things that Barry and I talked about a lot on this was we wanted that sequence to actually be funny. And the initial idea was that it would be like in the original Castlevania where he walks up to the gate and it shows the gate above, but then like for Rudiger, the gate would be locked and he couldn't get in, so then he would jump off the bridge. And then we came up with this alternate take on it, and we wanted it to be like the fall was forever down, you know, and he was like, oh crap, you know, he's really fallen. But it ended up being funny anyway, and like I really enjoy it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that sequence was one of the things we discussed like really early on, of like having a vague idea of what it would be like, but it really came together pretty late. And yeah, it's funny how a lot of things with this game where we got kind of hung up on, and then we just solved like really quickly right at the end, and it ended up working out really well.
Yeah, it was fun playing it over and over again and seeing not knowing what you're updating on it, because it's updating the build constantly. And then you just encounter different enemy behavior or, you know, something slightly different. The boss fights obviously evolved quite a bit. So yeah, it's been really fun. And what I love is, like, obviously Castlevania is a calling card for us, but what I love about this game, I think more than anything, is that it's not very Castlevania, actually. It's only Castlevania really in the front. The cover is Castlevania, but it's not.
Right. One thing that kept surprising me was how much people were seeing the classic Vania to it. Like, oh, it's a Castlevania game. And I was like, do they really see that? Because I was actually getting kind of worried that we got too far away from it. Because it is quite different from a Castlevania. It has the Castlevania gameplay style, but there's a lot to it that's very different from Castlevania.
It has the core of Castlevania in a lot of ways, but it has its own spirit to it, I'd say. And we looked at it and borrowed from a lot of different games that we all like from retro stuff in the past. And I think it feels pretty cohesive in the end too, which I'm pretty happy with. But yeah, that was a great little recording we did, and I guess I'll just remind everybody that the game's coming out on April 20th on PS4, PS5, Steam, Switch, Xbox. You can get it on Steam with the soundtrack in a bundle for $15. And we also have, speaking of music, we have a vinyl record that's going to be $35 US plus shipping. And you can find that on jsquared.shop. We'll post all these links for you in the description. And yeah, you can also pre-order on Xbox right now. I think that's the only platform where you can pre-order, but if you want to do that, you can do that. And
yeah, I don't even know. People ask us that like on PSN, and I'm like, I'm not even really sure we're allowed to have pre-orders on PSN.
Yeah,
I think you have to get permission, right?
You have to get like approvals, and it's kind of different for each platform. And I'll just like be honest here, like Ben was helping a lot with the storefront stuff for our past releases, and I kind of like stepped away from some of that work, so it was kind of like having to relearn some things and see what's changed with these stores, and I was kind of stressed about getting it all approved, so I didn't really want to venture into doing too much that I wasn't familiar with that kind of stuff, and at risk of delaying release and not getting approvals in time. But yeah, we got it ready on Xbox, and we can look into that for future releases for sure.
Yeah, I also just don't. My honest take on that is that I don't really see the purpose of pre-ordering digital games unless, you know, you get like Saros will have early access, so I'm going to pre-order that.
Right.
Or if you're able to download a big build, you know, a day early to just have it ready to go at the time. Like I just pre-ordered Pragmata, for instance, and that comes out in a couple days. But fear not, it'll be available for you on April 20th when the time comes. For God's sake, don't worry.
All right. Anything else you guys want to say before we wrap it up?
Just a couple more
If you can't
days.
pre-order, if you can't pre-order, you should at least wishlist though. That will help.
Oh,
yeah. On any of the platforms. So on Steam, that'll push us up the algo, and I assume it'll do the same for PlayStation. But that's a closed network, so I have no idea what's happening behind the scenes there. But yeah, and stay tuned for some more Saint Slayer fun, and yeah, I don't know. Very exciting
have
time.
another trailer coming.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, that will be out soon. I was thinking that would I don't know what you were going to do about that, Barry, but I was figured it would have a public launch on Monday.
Yeah, it'll be a launch trailer, so it'll be
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
Okay,
cool.
It better be good.
We're working on it. We're making sure. Colin, trust me. Like I'm up at 6 in the morning, like right now, to chat with you guys to make sure that to let you know it's good. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right. See you guys on
thanks very
April
much.
20th.
Bye.
Ta-ta. Bye.